Why is it that some people run toward commitment like it's a glorious finish line, while others sprint in the exact opposite direction the second things get too real? Have you ever watched a relationship just completely implode out of nowhere and thought, what on earth went wrong? Well, welcome to our latest explainer. Today, we're diving into something deeply fascinating that dictates pretty much every interaction you have with the people closest to you. We're diagnosing attachment styles and figuring out which one is secretly controlling your life right now. Now, if you've ever had a messy breakup or a string of really frustrating relationships, it's so easy to look in the mirror and ask, wait, am I the problem here? But let me just lower your defenses right off the bat. The friction you're experiencing, it is not a flaw in your personality. It's definitely not just bad luck, and it's not because you haven't met the quote-unquote right person yet. There is a much deeper mechanism at play here, and honestly, it has absolutely nothing to do with your conscious choices.
To really get this, we're going to decode the 4 specific attachment styles that totally govern human connection. And as we go through this explainer, I want you to pay very, very close attention to style number 3. Why? Because the style we'll look at third is the hidden culprit behind a staggering 90% of all relationship breakups. Literally 90%? It's the ghost in the machine behind almost every sudden, heartbreaking disconnect you've ever witnessed or experienced.
So let's shift gears from blame to actual science. These relationship patterns, they aren't just bad habits. They are literally a form of biological survival software. And here's the crazy part. This software was downloaded and installed into your brain before you even turned 5 years old. Long before your first date, long before your first heartbreak, your brain was actively wiring this massive, complex system to figure out exactly how safe it is to connect with other human beings. By understanding this ancient programming, you gain some incredible leverage. By the end of this explainer, you're going to be able to map out your own hidden patterns, and even better, you'll be equipped to perfectly predict how the people around you, your partner, your friends, your family, are going to react when they're put under pressure. Honestly, it's kind of like having a cheat code to human behavior. All right, let's jump right into the first one. Number 1, the secure style, also known as the foundation. This is the baseline we're all ideally aiming for. You can usually spot someone with a secure attachment style through one very observable, everyday trick. They simply do not panic when you don't text them back right away. You know the type. You could leave them on read for 3 hours while you're stuck in a meeting, and their mind doesn't instantly jump to the conclusion that the relationship is over. The psychological proof behind this completely calm vibe is emotional regulation. An emotionally regulated brain has built up a really high threshold for solitude. They don't need a digital ping on their phone to feel totally safe and seen in the world, mostly because their internal validation system is already switched on and humming along perfectly. Their sense of security comes from the inside, not from needing immediate reassurance from you. But what happens when that internal validation system is wired just a bit more sensitively? Well, that brings us to style number 2, the anxious style, or as some call it, the craver. The observable trick here is this intense tendency to overanalyze every single silence in a relationship. A tiny change in tone, a slightly shorter than usual response, or a weird gap in communication. It instantly becomes this agonizing puzzle that just has to be solved right now.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we've got to stop using that totally judgmental word clingy. When someone with an anxious style gets a delayed text, it's not them making a conscious choice to be demanding. It is a deeply ingrained biological response. Their brain literally treats that unread message or that tiny moment of distance as a severe threat to their social safety and ultimately their survival. The alarm bells in their head are ringing at absolute max volume.
The actual mechanism driving this reaction is hypervigilance. This is a state where the nervous system is working relentless overtime. It was conditioned by early life experiences to act as this permanent protective shield. It's just constantly scanning the environment, searching for even the tiniest micro-expressions or delays that might signal impending abandonment. Basically, their brain is just desperately trying to keep them safe. Okay, brace yourselves, because we have officially arrived at the highly anticipated third style. Number 3. The avoidant style, often called the defender. This is that notorious viral pattern we teased earlier, the exact style responsible for the vast majority of breakups and relationship friction. If you've ever felt like someone completely pulled the rug out from under you just when things were getting really good, chances are you are dealing with this specific biological programming. The trick of the avoidant style is this massive inherent contradiction. They fiercely value their independence, but that's actually just masking a deep-seated fear of intimacy. The bizarre reality here is that an avoidant person will pull away from you at the exact moment you feel the most deeply connected. Just when the anxious style wants to lean in, the avoidant style slams the eject button. But why do they run? Well, here's the ultimate biological proof. When someone with an avoidant attachment style feels incredibly close to someone else, their brain literally releases cortisol. That's the body's primary stress hormone. They don't just feel emotionally hesitant, their physical body interprets intimacy as a highly stressful physical trap. To their nervous system, getting close to you feels like being backed into a corner by a predator, so they retreat just to survive. All right, moving on to our final and undeniably most complex attachment style. Number 4, the disorganized style, sometimes known as the chaos. Now, this style completely defies the simple rules of the previous two. It isn't just about craving connection like the anxious style, and it isn't just about consistently avoiding it like the avoidant style. It's this turbulent, highly layered mixture that can be incredibly confusing for both the person experiencing it and the people who love them. The disorganized style is basically a relentless internal tug-of-war happening inside the brain. They desperately crave closeness and intimacy, but the second they actually get it, their system floods with the absolute terror of vulnerability, causing them to immediately shut down and avoid connection. This constant push and pull deeply rewires how a person handles trust, and honestly, it leaves them stuck in a chaotic loop for years to come. But hey, here is the incredibly uplifting payoff to everything we've just covered today. Your childhood attachment style, it is absolutely not a life sentence. Enter the magic of neuroplasticity. This is the brain's incredible, scientifically proven ability to rewire itself. Because of neuroplasticity, literally anyone, no matter how anxious, avoidant, or disorganized they might be right now, can actually earn a secure baseline. You can literally update that biological survival software starting today. So the crucial point here is taking action on this newfound awareness. You now know exactly what software is running in the background. But the real question is, are you going to keep letting ancient code dictate your future happiness, or are you ready to write a brand new operating system? If you want the exact exercises to shift your baseline and finally earn that secure style, drop the word secure in the comments right now. Doing that will unlock the specific step-by-step rewiring protocol that we'll be breaking down in our very next explainer. You definitely won't want to miss it.